Welcome to Preserving the Pantry, where I talk about everything related to food preserving. I am your host, Kathy Burgett.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the pantry. Today I am going to be sharing a recipe perfect for February. It is the beginning of February, and with February seems to be everything red and pink, with Valentine's Day right smack in the middle of February. And I wanted to share a recipe with you that's maybe a little bit unusual, but completely delicious. So back in episode 18, I talked about different methods for canning dried beans. And one of those beans that I canned was chickpeas or garbanzo beans. And I still have several of those in my pantry, and it's a perfect time to use those up. If you don't have home canned garbanzo beans, you can simply purchase a can of them at the grocery store. The recipe I want to share with you today is for a hummus, a beet hummus. And the beet hummus has the most amazing color you've ever seen. It's a really deep, vibrant pink color. Just think of serving that on Valentine's Day. It's not only delicious, it looks amazing. And it's good for you too. It'll help balance out all that chocolate you'll be eating on that day too. So as long as you're using red beets for this hummus, you'll get this amazing color. If you're using a different color beet like a golden beet or a yellow beet, of course you won't obtain that color. The first thing you're going to need for this recipe are about 2 medium-sized beets. Just pick some great beets that are still really firm, and you're going to cook those up. What I like to do is cut off the stem and the root, and then I take my vegetable peeler and I just peel off the outer layer. I then chop those into pieces and I boil them in water until they're very soft. You want to be able to poke a fork into them and not have any resistance. For this recipe, you want those beets really nicely cooked because you're going to be pureeing them, and that makes it nice and smooth. You don't want any little bits of the beets in there. It's just a different texture that way. The amount of time it takes to cook those beets is really going to vary on your temperature that you're cooking them at, how much water you have in the pot, and the size that you cut those. So just take a go at it and cook those beets until they're nice and soft. Once they're done, drain off the water and let those beets cool enough to handle. You'll place the beets into a food processor and you're going to puree them until it's very smooth. Just takes a minute or so. And then you're going to add your drained garbanzo beans. I like to drain them and rinse them to remove all of the liquid that they're packed in. And so you add your garbanzo beans, tahini, and garlic. And you're going to process that until it's smooth. With the machine running, I take the top off the pour spout and I add about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Just let it pour in nice and slow. You'll see the consistency of the hummus start to change. Then you're going to add salt, red pepper flakes, paprika, and chili powder. If you don't want any spice at all, you can leave out the red pepper flakes and the chili powder. If you want a little bit of a different taste, you could also use smoked paprika instead of the regular paprika. Puree all that together and then give it a taste. It might need a little bit more salt or a little bit more pepper. You'll have to decide. This hummus is best when it's chilled, so I like to cover it and put it in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours or until I'm ready to use it, and then serve it with tortilla chips, pita chips, or fresh cut veggies. Any way at all is totally delicious. Check out this recipe. It's a perfect one for this month. Not only does it taste good, look amazing, but it's good for you. I'll see you next week in the pantry. Bye.
Thanks for listening. And be sure to tune in again next week for more episodes of Preserving the Pantry.